You know I'm almost grown. Don't run around with no mom. Got myself a little job. I'm gonna buy me a little car. Drive my girl in the park. Don't bother sleepers long. Anyway, we almost grown.
If you look back on the 50s, there were suddenly teenagers came in, and I think to a certain extent that teenage period is so important to make yourself, you're suddenly becoming a person, a full person. So it's like almost, I am here, look at me, notice me.
And though we're usually on a serious tip, check it out. Tonight we're gonna flip and trip and let it all hang out tonight.
Say what I was doing, I was trying to say, look, you can do anything you want, you can dress any way you want. That was the hidden message behind the baubles, bangles and beads, right? It wasn't just as superficial as that. What it was also saying, as far as I'm concerned, was, look, you can do anything you want. If I can look like this, then you can do anything.
Do what you like, and do what you like. Everybody do what you like.
See guys and girls dancing.
Yeah, but do what you like.
I always thought that the fashion that I followed, which was the skinhead fashion, was very smart, and picked up on that straight away, really.
It was good to get people to shout things at you out of cars, and like people would like actually try attacking things, and that was quite exciting as well, you know. It makes life a bit more of an adventure, really.
I like Kentucky and I love my mum, and if you ask for their fronts, I'll always give you some. Because what I've designed is the hip-hop law. Harder you bite is the harder you fall.
I remember the first Scratch Mix DJ I ever saw live, and what he was doing, it was like amazing. I thought that is impossible, and I remember barging a couple of people out of the way just to see what he was doing, and I thought I had to learn that, same as the poppy when I first saw it, I had to learn it.
I suppose the only statement that you're making, if it's ever a conscious statement and if it's ever a coherent statement, is I just don't want to be boring. I don't want to live an ordinary life. I want something that's in any way, however I can justify it, that seems exciting to me. And those moments of excitement are what it really is to be involved in a subculture, to be a teenager.
Now Ziggy play guitar.
August 5th, 1972, I bought Starman by David Bowie, and it changed my life. And I was in love with David Bowie then, till I was about 17 probably.
There's a starman waiting in the sky.
If you're a Bowie freak, because they were called Bowie freaks, not fans, you were weird then, and I wanted to be weird. There was music, there was a style of dress, there was a way of talking even. There were places you went, there were your friends. Basically, it just encompassed everything. It was just all to be dressed up. I always wore gloves and gloves and perfume and earrings. I was, you know, I always had all the bits and a handbag. I never went out without a handbag. I was just like very sort of, I suppose it's playing at being grown up. It's like dressing up like your mum, basically, dressing up like old film stars.
Do you get nervous still? Do I get nervous? Yeah, I'm joking, yeah.
You know what David Bowie looked like in Ziggy Stardust Spiders from Mars? You don't normally see that in safe ways. But if you do see it in safe ways, it does start people thinking. And when you have that kind of shocking appearance, it does make people react. And Neuromantism got a reaction from people, and that's what it was. It was getting a reaction. It was like saying, look at us, we've got our own ideas, we've got our own vision of life.
We are young, we can break what's just on. We can take some train down to the sea.
costumes. Lots of them were put together on the night before you went out. So kind of miles before all this shoulder pad fad came into being, I was like stuffing the Sun newspaper, which is the only good use for it, come to think of it, in my shoulders, you know, to give me these kind of like American football shoulders. Way ahead of Joan Collins, you know.
Shoulder to shoulder, skin feels smooth, hot, sticky, still so cool.
There was no rules as to exactly what you had to wear, so long as you looked like a Christmas tree, really, do you know what I mean? So long as there was loads going on, that was okay. And it didn't have to be particularly tasteful. I think it was always ostentatious. It was always designed to grab attention.
Wow.
Punk was a total rejection of all normal things in society. I think rebellion was probably 75% of the whole thing, making your stance. And you tended to adopt an attitude of walking as well, like, you know, head out to the world, don't mess with me. OK, the world might be wrong, but I'm all right, and I'm going to put it to rights, sort of thing.
Same old boring Sunday morning, old man's out, was in the car. Mum's in the kitchen, cooking Sunday dinner.
It's not attractive, is it? I mean, you make yourself look as horrible as you can, and that's what we used to do. I mean, it was... You know, heaven forbid anybody looked pretty. I mean, my best friend was such a pretty girl. She was lovely, and I mean, we used to do horrific things. We used to try and put pins through her nose, you know, bang them in with hammers and a bit of wood. Anything to make yourself look a bit outrageous. I'm not sure why I picked that. I mean, my sister was into that. It was easy, I could nick all her clothes. But I don't know why we actually did it. I think, you know, people used to turn around and look at us, and I think we probably liked that.
Got the hair cut down.